My name is Lavanya, lecturer in English from Girraj Government College. So today's topic is the second semester students, first year second semester students, finite and non-finite verbs. Yeah, so what are the finite and what are the non-finite verbs? So you have to learn the finite and non-finite verbs. So what are the finite verbs? So first of all, it is linked with the verbs, because the finite and also non-finite verbs are linked with the verbs. Yes. So we are going to see the finite verbs. So finite verbs. What are the finite verbs? A finite verb is a verb that has a subject and shows tenses. So what is a finite verb? A finite verb is a verb that has a subject and also it shows the tenses. Tenses is nothing but already you have an idea that present tense, past tense or the future tense. So it shows the tenses. So finite verbs is a verb and also that has a subject and also that shows the tenses, in which tense the sentences is there or in which tense the statement is there. Yeah, so example here, Ravi cooks carrots. So Ravi cooks carrots. What is in this the example? Ravi cooks carrots. So here the example, the statement is showing them what is the what you call the subject and also verb and also the tenses, right? So Ravi is the subject, automatically you have an idea. So cooks comes under the tenses, right? So what it is showing, it is in the present tense because you are seeing lively, right? You are seeing in front of you Ravi is cooking. So Ravi cooks carrots, right? So the finite verb also you have to see so the finite verb also the cooks, and the tense of the verb is in the present tense. The tense of the verbs, the tense of the tense of the verbs is in the present tense, right? So finite verb is a verb that has a subject and shows the tenses, right? Yeah. So some more examples, yes. The thief escaped again. The thief escaped again. So here what is the subject in this? Thief, and I'm showing in the screen also C1s. Okay, so the subject is the thief and escaped, finite verbs and also the past tense because it is the escape. The thief escaped again. So escaped comes under the past tense. Escaped shows the past tense. So what is a finite verb? Finite verb shows the subject, right? And also the verb, and also it shows the tenses also. So past example, Ravi cooks carrots, right? So it is in the present tense because it is a cooks. So Ravi cooks carrots. So the finite verb also is there and also the tense of the verb is in the present tense. And the second example, the thief escaped again. The thief escaped again. So thief comes under the subject, yes, and also escaped, finite, and also the past tense, finite verb and also the past tense, right? Yeah. So you have the some more here, let's see here. Every sentence needs a finite verb. So what is that means? Every sentences, what are the sentences you are taking? Every sentences needs a finite verb. The main verb in every sentences will be a finite verb. Yeah, don't be confusion. Every sentences needs a finite verb. Every sentences, what are the statements you are taking or what are the sentences you are taking? So the every sentences needs a finite verb. So compulsory, it's mandatory. So the main verb in every sentences will be a finite verb. Yeah. So the main verb, whatever the main verb in the sentences, so that becomes the finite verb. Yeah. So example, Rita is happy. So Rita is happy. So what you have to see here, Yeah, finite verb, you have to see the finite verb, and also you have to see the finite verb. So the two finite verbs you have to see, right? Yeah, Rita is happy. So Rita comes under the subject, already you know that, and is happy comes under the finite verb, and also it is in the present tense, because the sentences when you read so then only you can clarify, you can get the clarity that it is in the present tense, because Rita is happy. Rita is happy. So you are seeing the Rita, and then you are pronouncing the sentences that, yeah, Rita is happy, Rita is crying, Rita is laughing, Rita is writing. So that type of statements, when you read, automatically you can get that in which tense it is. So it is easy to it is easy to pick up in which tense it is there, right? So Rita is happy. Yes. So it finite verb is happy, and also present tense. The statement or the sentences is in the present tense. Yeah. What is this, ma'am? Every sentences needs a finite verb. Every sentences needs a finite verb, and also main verb becomes the finite verb. So in this, is happy is the main verb, so it becomes the finite verb. Next, let us see the next. Yeah. He painted the fence. He painted the fence. The fence. He painted the fence. So he comes under the subject automatically. There's the pronoun, right? We have changed into the noun to the pronoun. Already you have an idea that instead of noun we can use the pronoun also. So he comes under the subject. Painted the fence. Painted. So painted, completed, right? So it comes under the past tense. Also painted comes under the main verb. Verb, what is a verb, ma? Verb, the work done shows, right? The work done shows, or the shows the work done. So what is a particular work, right? So here the fence. So for the fence, what he done, he's painted, or he removed the painting, or he attached the stickers. So what he done, right? So what he done, showing that is comes under the main verbs, and also finite verbs. Yes. Yeah. So he painted the fence. He painted the fence. So he comes under the subject automatically, and painted comes under the finite verb, and also it is in the past tense. Already you are seeing, right? It comes under the finite verbs. So main verbs becomes the finite verbs in the statements or in the sentences. And here another example is there, no? She was varnishing the painted fence. She was varnishing the painted fence. So she was, yeah, what is the subject here? She is the subject here, and was comes under the finite verbs, and also it is showing that it is past tense, because she was varnishing the painted fence, right? Yeah. So she was, so was comes under the was, so shows under the what you call the past tense. So she was varnishing the painted fence. So she comes under the subject, and was is in the finite verb, so which is in the past tense also, right? It is showing the past tense, and also it is showing the finite verbs, right? So this is the finite verbs, right? Yeah. What is the finite verbs, ma'am? See, already you have seen. Yeah. So finite verbs definition. A finite verb is a verb that has, yeah, a finite verb is a verb that has a subject, and also it shows the tenses. What the finite verb shows, ma? The finite verb is a verb that shows the tense, and also that has the subject. And in the sentences, the finite verb is compulsory, and also the finite verbs becomes the main main verbs becomes the finite verbs. Yes. Yeah. So example here, Ravi cooks carrot. Yes, Ravi cooks carrot. It is in the present tense because you are seeing lively, because in front of you Ravi is there. So what Ravi is doing, you are talking, right? Yeah. So suppose take my example. I am taking the class. So live, right? So you are in front of me and you are seeing me, you are observing me. So that what I am doing, so you are telling that, right? So that comes under the present tense. I am taking the class. I am taking the class. Yes. So present tense. Yeah. Next, the thief escaped again. The thief escaped again. So escaped. The thief has escaped means the thief has gone. Right? He what the purpose he came. He stolen all the money or he stolen all the gold and then he escaped. Right? He gone away from that place. He left that place. So that the thief escaped again. So the thief comes under the subject ma and finite verb, main verb also it is in the past tense. So that is the escape. Next, yeah, next example here. Sorry, I didn't saw. Swati is crying with joy. Funny example, right? Swati is crying with joy, right? So what is the finite and what is the present tense and what is the tense and what is the what you call the subject here? So subject automatically comes the Swatima, right? So is crying comes under the finite verb and also the present tense because is crying. Swati with joy. Yeah, Swati is with joy. So Swati is with joy. What she is doing? So in that statement, in that sentences, the main verb is missing, right? The main verb is missing. So that's why we have to keep the main verbs. That is, the Swati is crying with joy. So what the Swati is doing with the joy? She's crying or she's laughing or she's jumping or she's talking. So what she is doing, right? So that Swati is crying with joy. So crying comes under the is crying comes under the finite and also main verb and also it shows the present tense because you are seeing them, right? What the Swati is doing, you are seeing them. Next one, every sentence needs a finite verb. Yes. Yeah, every sentence needs a finite verbs and also the main verb in every sentences will be a finite verb. Yeah, so every sentences needs a finite verbs and also the main verb in every sentences will be a finite verbs. So Rita is happy. Rita subject and is happy, finite verb and also main verb and also it is in the present tense. Next, he painted the fence. Yes, so what he done with the fence? So he painted the fence. So he subject painted comes under the main verb, finite verb and also the past tense. It shows the past tense. She was varnishing the painted fence. So she comes under the subject and was shows the finite and also past tense and also main verbs. Yes, yeah. So this is a finite verb. Yeah, come. Let us see the non-finite verbs, right? Yeah, finite verbs and also the non-finite verbs. So now non-finite verb. So what is the differences between the finite and also the non-finite? Yeah, let us see. Non-finite verb is a verb. A non-finite verb is a verb form that does not show tense. Yeah, so a non-finite verb is a verb form that does not show the tenses, right? So finite verbs shows the tenses and non-finite verbs does not shows the tenses. And in other words, you cannot tell if a sentence is in the past tense, present tense or that is or future tense by looking at a non-finite verb. So what is that verb? Finite verb shows the tenses in the present tense, in which tense the subject the statement is there. So in the present tense or in the past tense or in the future tense. But the non-finite forms, when you come to the non-finite forms, right? So it doesn't show the what you call the tense, in which tense it is there. it doesn't shows. And also you can't tell that if the statement if the sentences is in the present tense or in the past tense or in the future tense. So by looking at the non-finite verb, therefore a non-finite verb is never the main verb in a sentences. Yes, so a non-finite verb is never the main verb in a sentences. So finite verbs shows the tenses, so that's why finite verb is stands as the main verb, but the non-finite verbs, it does not shows the tenses, so that's why it also does not remain the main verbs, it does not shows the main verbs, right? Stands the main verbs, nothing but it does not stands the main verbs, right? Yeah. So how? See my examples. So there are three types of non-finite verbs. Yeah, there are three types of non-finite verbs: gerunds and infinitives and the participles. So gerunds, example, banking and singing, nothing but ending with the ing. Nothing but ending with the ing. And infinitives, so to bake, to sing. Before the infinitives, two compulsory. You have to keep the two compulsory. And participles, there are two types of participles are there: present participle and also the past participle. So already you have an idea that the present participle, yeah, baking and also singing, ending with the ing, and past participle, baked and sung. Yes, so past, it shows the past. So there are the three types of non-finite verbs, so that are the gerund and also, yeah, first one is the gerund, and second one is the infinitives, and third one is the participles, right? So examples of the gerunds are baking and singing, and infinitives to bake, to sing, and participles, yeah, present participles also divided into two types, that is the present participle and also the past participle. So the present participle, baking, singing, also ends with the ing, and past participle, baked and sung, right? So it shows the past. Yeah. So examples of the non-finite verbs. Yes. So non-finite verbs functions as nouns. So finite verbs functions as the what you call the verb and also the main verb, right? So non-finite verbs functions as nouns, adjectives or adverbs, or combined with a finite verbs for verb sentences. So non-finite verbs are the functions as the noun or adjectives or adverbs, and also in some situations, in some times, it takes the finite verbs or and also for verb tenses, right? It shows the verb tenses for the finite verbs. Example here, gerund, Abhi likes playing chess. Yes, in which tense it is there, ma? The example in which tense it is there? Abhi likes playing chess. So it is not showing the tense, ma, right? Because Abhi likes playing chess. So when he want to play, when he is going to play, or now he is playing, so no information in that, right? No information in that. So that's why it is in which tense it is there, so we can't tell, right? Abhi likes playing chess, so he likes playing chess, that's it. He is playing now, or he plays tomorrow, or he will play, he played yesterday. So there is no meaning, there is no tense in that sentences, right? Yeah, so these type of sentences called the non-finite verbs. Next, infinitives. Infinitives, he wants to play chess. Yes, he wants to play chess, right? So in which tense it is there, we can't say, right? Because he wants to play chess. So when he wants to play chess, when he want to play chess, no, there is no information, right? When he want to play chess, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or now, or after a 1 hour. So when the time, right? The particular time, there is no particular time, so that's why we can't say that it is in which tense. Yes, so that is called the non-finite verbs. And come to the last one, participle, Nana. So he is playing badly. He is playing badly. Yeah, participle can show It is in the present tense, it is in the past tense, because participle is divided into two types. One is the present tense, one is the past tense. So he is playing badly. Now you are seeing and then you are telling that yeah, he is playing